Metric or imperial? This video will identify common metric and imperial units of measurement. Common metric units like millimeters, centimeters, meters, and kilometers are used to measure lengths or distances. Metric units are easily converted to other metric units because the system was designed using decimal increments to determine unit sizes. These values represent exactly the same distance expressed in the various metric units of measurement. 6,700 millimeters, for instance, is equal to exactly 6.7 meters. With this system, it's very easy to use the most appropriate unit of measurement in any situation. Here are the conversions between the metric units of measurement. Imperial units are not as straightforward. The way that people measured lengths and distances before a standard measurement was created was by using parts of their bodies as a measurement unit. Cubits, feet, inches, and paces are examples of such units. A cubit is the length from the elbow to the fingertips. A foot is the length of a foot. The length of a person's stride is a pace. An inch, in fact, was based on the width of King Henry VIII's thumb. The obvious problem with such measurements is that there was no standard. Two different people could have different sized feet or arms. The standardization of these old measurements were put in place by the rulers of the time, hence imperial units. Because of the nature of the evolution of these types of measurements, there was no logical increment of measurement to work between the units. There are 12 inches in a foot, there are 3 feet in a yard, there are 5,280 feet in 1 mile. Certainly not as easy to remember or convert. Here are the most common imperial units of measurement we still use today. Inches, expressed here as 36 inches or 36.00 inches if we're using decimal inch. Feet, expressed here in feet and inches for 3 feet dash 0 inches or 3 feet 3.0 feet in decimal feet. Yard, 1y is typically expressed this way. Miles, and imperial is the only one that uses fractions. Metric does not use fractions. Here is a comparison of an inch as it relates in size to 1 millimeter. This is representing a scale. At the top of the scale, we're measuring in millimeter increments. At the bottom of the scale, we're measuring in decimal inch format. If you follow this 1 inch line here up to the millimeter scale, you can see that that line falls just past the 25 millimeter mark in the metric scale. There are exactly 25.4 millimeters in 1 inch. Let's zoom out from here so we can see the entire scale. This is representing 1 foot. We have exactly 12 inches in 1 foot, or we can also say there are 304.8 millimeters exactly in 1 foot. Let's scale out one more time so that we can see the full yard. We have 1, 2, 3 feet stacked side by side to create a yard. And there are 914.4 millimeters in a yard, or 0.9144 meters. 1 yard is 85.6 millimeters shy of a meter, or we can say 1 meter is approximately 3.37 inches longer than a yard.